I stayed quiet until the judge asked if anyone else had a claim. That's when I rose to my feet. My dad's head snapped toward me in shock. My mom blinked like she didn't even recognize me. My brother, Julian, let out a scoff under his breath, still smug, still arrogant, even as everything around him started to collapse. I didn't flinch. I didn't blink. I'm here to submit ownership documents for the house at 417 Wexley Drive, I said, my voice steady and clear. It belongs to me, not them. That was the breaking point, the crack that shattered their illusion. The floor dropped from under them, and the truth, my truth, swallowed them whole. But to understand how we got here, you need to know the story. They used to call me the mistake, not behind my back, straight to my face. My dad would say it half-jokingly whenever I asked for something that cost more than a pencil. My mom would just smile and go along with him, like his shadow. But Julian? He got everything. Private school, a brand new car for his 16th birthday, spring break trips that felt like luxury getaways. Me? I bought my textbooks with dishwashing tips and worked extra hours just to afford bus fare. Still, I kept my head down. I thought maybe, one day, they'd finally see me. Not as a burden, but as their daughter. That day never came. Everything changed with the will. My grandfather, my mom's estranged father, passed away quietly. I barely knew him. I saw him twice in my whole life, once at a funeral, and once when I was 8. That second time, he handed me a small red marble and said, "You notice things, don't you?" Back then, I didn't understand what he meant. Now I do. When the lawyer called and told me I was the sole beneficiary, not my mom, not Julian, no one else, I was stunned. $50 million. It felt like someone hit the reset button on my entire life. Like the universe itself was whispering, it's your move. I didn't tell a soul. Not my friends, not anyone. I acted like nothing had changed, because to everyone else, it hadn't. I was still the charity case at Thanksgiving, the afterthought in family group chats, the one expected to wash dishes while Julian sipped champagne. But now, I was watching. I was paying attention, and slowly, I saw them start to unravel. My dad's business collapsed after a fraud investigation. My mom maxed out every credit card just to keep up appearances. And Julian? He drowned in gambling debts, all while pretending on Instagram that he was living like royalty. That's when I began buying, piece by piece, quietly, in the shadows. First, their house, purchased through a shell company, then the cars, the art off the walls, even the lease to the office building my dad used to own. All of it, mine. Hidden behind layers they could never trace. The sweetest part? They actually came begging me for help without even realizing it. "Can you lend us just a little, honey?" my mom asked once, fake tears rolling down her cheeks. "We'll pay you back as soon as your father gets back on his feet." I looked her in the eye and asked, "Would you have lent me money if I'd asked last year?" She didn't answer. I smiled and said, "I'll think about it." But I never did. The bankruptcy hearing was the final act. I sat silently as the creditors listed off their supposed assets. When the judge asked about the house, my dad puffed up his chest like he was still the man he used to be. "It's ours," he declared. "We've lived there for 20 years. That's when I stood. Calmly, I pulled out the deed, signed, stamped, undeniable. "I bought it last August," I told them. "They've been tenants ever since." My father went pale. My mother made a choking sound. Julian leaned forward, squinting at me. You bought it with what? Coupons?" he sneered. I looked at him for a long moment, really looked. Spoiled, soft, the golden child, rotting from the inside out. "With money," I said, "the kind you earn when people underestimate you." After that, none of them spoke to me. But it didn't matter. I wasn't there for closure. I was there to end the charade. A week later, they moved out, quietly, like ghosts, slipping away in the daylight. The house? I donated it to a women's shelter. It felt right, giving it to a place where people would finally be seen. Julian called me once after that. He asked, "How did you even do it?" My answer was simple. I paid attention, and I waited. Because sometimes revenge doesn't come with fire and fury. Sometimes it comes in silence, in a blank expression in a courtroom, in a signature on a deed, in a locked door that used to be yours. I still live modestly. A small apartment, the same used car. People think it's strange, but I don't need their validation. I don't need their applause. I've already won. They just didn't realize it. Until the moment I stood up and said, "The owner of that house is